friends, what up and welcome back. So clearly we're in a season of new foundations. This foundation that I'm going to be doing today is not necessarily a new foundation, but more of an expansion of a current foundation line. And so let me tell y'all what happened, right? So I did an e.l.f. haul. I really did. I haven't used e.l.f. makeup in probably 4 years. But I went to the website to try to get something else, and then there was a bunch of other stuff. And then I saw that they had expanded their Flawless Finish foundation line up to 40 shades. So I went ahead and I placed an order. So if you want to see, you know, exactly what I got, stick around because it's coming up right now. And while you're sticking around, maybe hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment in the comment section below. But yeah, here we go. The e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation has been expanded to 40 shades, but what is unique to me about those 40 shades is that, first of all, I am here for this expansion because they have expanded the darker shades to include peach undertones for darker skin. And y'all know that I'm here for that. Y'all know that I'm here for that. Like, I don't know what is happening in the industry right now. Like, they're becoming more cognizant of people of dark skin tones having different and varying undertones other than, you know, the usual golden, yellow, neutral, red undertones, and I am here for that. So when I went on the website and I saw that they had expanded to 40, because I've been wanting to try this foundation, but I just never did because I wasn't ever sure of the which shade I would be. I think they only had like 10 before or something like that, but now they've expanded it to 40. And there are quite a few of peach undertone foundations for someone my complexion. I picked up 2 because their website swatches are kind of lame. I picked up 2. I picked up Chai, which is tan for peachy undertones, and I am reasonably sure that this is too light for me, so I'm not even gonna go with it. But I also picked up Nutmeg, which is a deep tan with peachy undertones, and I picked up both of them because I thought Nutmeg was going to be too dark based on the website swatches, and I kind of sort of figured Chai was going to be too light also based on the website swatches. But I played around with them just slightly yesterday on my arm, the inside of my arm, and this Chai seems to be too light and Nutmeg seems to be the right color. But even though the inside of my arm is the closest place to my face in color, stuff that looks too dark on my arm or too light on my arm usually can sometimes match my face, but I'm not even going to do that today. I'm just going to go with Nutmeg, just, you know, to avoid the confusion. If it doesn't work, then, you know, the next time I wear it, because this is going to be an at least 3-day wear test, so the next time I use it, I will go ahead and mix them together and see what I can accomplish that way. But before we get started, some deets on this foundation. It says, Flawless Finish foundation is our best-selling liquid foundation. The lightweight, oil-free formula blends naturally into skin for a beautiful semi-matte finish that lasts all day long. The liquid formulation restores uneven skin textures and tones for visibly brighter skin. So I'm not sure if they're saying that it has like stuff, skincare stuff in there, but we're just gonna go and try it anyway of both. It is a very thick foundation, wow. Alright, so this is Chai, and this is Nutmeg. Nutmeg might actually be a little bit too dark, but Chai is clearly too light. But like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and use Nutmeg today and see how it works out. And if it doesn't work out well, then when I do my wear test tomorrow, I will go ahead and mix it with Chai. So the primer that I'm wearing today is usually the primer that I start off with, and that is the Tatcha Silk Primer. I usually do the Tatcha Silk Primer on day 1, and then I move to the Black Up Strobing Primer on day 2, and then on day 3 I usually don't use anything. I'm going to use this damp beauty sponge from Morphe Cosmetics for one side of my face, and then I'm going to use the M439 foundation brush from Morphe also on the other side of my face. Oh my god, what did I just do? But yeah, let's just go in. Ooh, there's fragrance. Ugh, listen, I'm not here for fragrance. Alright, there you have it. One side of my face with foundation, one side of my face without foundation. Alright, so now I'm going to go into the other side with the brush and see how it applies, because it does apply well with this side, but it's just like a very light medium coverage, which you guys know I prefer. But let's see what kind of coverage we can get on this side with a brush. Okay, so my entire face with the foundation, and I am gonna finish up my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you what I think about this product. But I prefer the finish with the beauty blender. Well, not the beauty blender, you know, the Morphe Beauty Sponge. I prefer the finish on this side. It looks a lot smoother and more airbrush, which is kind of sort of what you're going for when you use a beauty sponge. So it does accomplish that purpose. But overall, I think it looks really good. So yeah, so I'm looking at the foundation, and like I said, I use the velvetizer to set my face rather than cinnamon bun, simply because the foundation is probably a little bit too dark, because as you can tell, it's a better match for my neck than it is for my chest, and you guys know that my neck is significantly darker than my chest. So when I wear it again tomorrow, I may mix a little bit of chai with it, just to see if I get a better color. But I mean, I'm not mad at the color, not by a long shot. I really do like the color. I think the match was absolutely perfect. In terms of like undertones, you saw how it went on. But yeah, this is what we have so far. The only thing about this foundation that's really driving me nuts right now is the fact that it is pretty heavily scented, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache so far. Oh, by the way, this foundation is $6. I did get a bunch of their new items, and I'm probably gonna wind up doing a bunch of stuff, a bunch of elf related stuff for like maybe the next week. I don't know. Alright, but yeah, this is what my face looks like right now, and I will see you guys back here later. Hey guys, what up, and welcome back. It is day number 2 of wear test for the, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone real quick, for the, really? For the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Primer. Wow, okay, yeah, so it's day number 2 for, wear test of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. It's a little bit later than normal for me to get started. I had a taco earlier and my world went south real quick. So it's already after 5, so it's dark outside, but we're just gonna get to it. I usually on day 2 I use the Black Absorbing Primer, but I kind of wanted to use this Makeup Revolution Pro Base Blur Primer. It is a dupe for the Guerlain Lure Primer. I really love it, and I forgot that I had it, so I haven't been using it for a while, so I really kind of wanted to use it instead of the Black Absorbing Primer. It kind of does the same thing, but I find that the Makeup Revolution Primer actually extends the wear of foundation, so we're going to use that today instead. And like I had said yesterday, I was going to mix both shades together to go ahead and create a new shade, because the other one was slightly too dark. It probably did look too dark on camera because of my lights and stuff like that, so it looked fine, but when I did go downstairs yesterday, it looked darker than, you know, well, you saw my chest, so you know it was darker. But anyway, so I wore it for a very long time yesterday. It just looked like skin. It looked like skin all day long, and it looked perfect, and it didn't really break down. I did take a nap, so I did get kind of shiny right here, and I didn't get a chance to check back in because something happened yesterday. I can't remember what happened, but it was something significant, so I didn't get the opportunity to check back in with you guys. So it lasted until probably around, well, I took it off at around 11:30, and the smell did fade. It took probably about 30 minutes to fade. It faded up after about 30 minutes, and I have no lasting effects from the scent. So we're just going to go in with the damp sponge today. The damp sponge today, same dirty ass sponge that I used yesterday, and mixing 2 colors together. So here we go. And just for funsies, we're going to try to see if we can build this up to, you know, full coverage today, if my brain can handle it. I actually really like this sponge a lot more than the Beauty Blender. I like the flat bottom of this sponge. It just feels a lot more natural. Alright guys, here you are, a full face of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation on day number 2. What did I do yesterday? I didn't really do a whole lot. Actually, I didn't do anything except to put the foundation on. So today I did contour, and I did my under eyes, and I added cinnamon bun as usual, which is my normal setting powder. Yesterday I used the Velvetizer, I believe it was. But yeah, this is a full face. I think it's full coverage. I tried to get full coverage. I'm not sure if I achieved that because you guys know I don't do full coverage foundations. So I may not have done that, but you guys, you could tell me whether or not you think it's full coverage. So this is my face on day number 2. I'm probably not going to do a check-in because it's already pretty late. I think I hit 6 o'clock as I was putting this on. And I have a bunch of stuff to do, so I'm probably not going to wind up doing a check-in today, but I will do a check-in tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be day number 3 and it's going to be the last day that I use it. What I used today, if you didn't catch it in the beginning of the video, I used the Makeup Revolution Blur Primer. It is a dupe for the Guerlain Lure Primer, which is $78, and honestly, it really is a dupe. It really is a dupe for that primer. And I think the Makeup Revolution one is like $9 if they still have it. I don't even know if they still have it. But that's what I use for a primer. I did mix both colors together today because yesterday it was the nutmeg was a match to my face and neck. Wait, no, it was a match to my neck and not my chest. And you guys know I prefer to match my chest because my neck is significantly darker than both my face and my chest. But I mean, I still could have rocked with it. It didn't look terrible. I just wanted to mix them together today to see what kind of color I could achieve mixing them together. Also yesterday I did even try after I put the foundation on to contour and stuff like that, and I wasn't able to contour with my normal color contour powder because the foundation was a little bit too dark, so it didn't really show up. But today it showed up because I mixed it to a shade that was more like my skin tone. But anyway, this is what we have. Day number 2. Yeah, peace out, and I'm gonna see you guys back here in a little bit, which will be day number 3 for me, but like, you know, 10 seconds for you. All right, I see you guys back here in a little bit. What up, and welcome back to day number 3 of the foundation wear test. Now, today is not really about longevity, since, you know, I've done it for 2 days already, so I already know what the foundation behaves like throughout the course of the day. I know I didn't check in with you guys, but I'm sorry about that. I kept forgetting. However, I will be doing a check-in tonight because this is the last day and you guys really need to know, you know, how it works and all that good stuff. But yeah, so today is day number 3, no primer day, and that's really what this day is about, to see just exactly how the foundation behaves without a primer. Does it look the same? Does it last as long? And all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? Thank you. Let's go. Also today I did mix both colors together again. I do like the shade that I get from mixing both of them, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. Okay, here you have it, day number 3, just the foundation, no primer or anything. I haven't put my concealer on yet, but this is what we have so far. I will come back tonight and do my roundup and my final check-in, and you guys will see how the foundation held up. So until then, bye. Hey guys, what up? Welcome back to day number 3, the last day of the wear test for the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. As you can see, I am a greasy looking mess. This is for a couple of reasons, I believe. Today was the day that I did not wear primer. The other 2 days I did wear primer and the foundation didn't look like this at the end of the day. It is now a couple of minutes after 11. I looked about 30 seconds ago. It was 5 minutes past 11 at night. I put the foundation on today at 2:45. So you can count the amount of hours. You guys know I'm not really good at that, like on the spot. So however many hours that was like 6, maybe 7 hours, I don't know. But this is what it looks like, and it didn't look like this on the last 2 days. So my verdict for day number 3, that I did not wear primer, is that this foundation is not good without primer. I also, it started breaking down pretty quickly. I want to say maybe about an hour and a half into the wear without the primer is what my face started looking a little bit like this. Now, a couple of other things as well. Yesterday when I wore it with the Makeup Revolution primer, it didn't look like this, but it stayed pretty, you know, decently looking the way that it did when I first put it on. However, one problem I did have with it yesterday with the Makeup Revolution primer is that I had a lot of transfer. I didn't have any transfer the day before when I wore it with the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. So this foundation is going to behave differently depending on the kind of primer that you wear, the creamy texture of this foundation, and it's also a soft matte foundation. It's like a satin finish, so I think that has a lot to do with the way that it behaved yesterday as well. The primer that I've had the most success with is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. So use it with a primer like that, just like a regular primer. I wouldn't advise any kind of hydrating primer either, because I think that might make you a little bit greasy and also cause some transfer. By the way, I kind of figured out what the scent was. If you're black, you know this, or you know, Caribbean or Afro-Latina, you know what this is. You know that that little bottle of pomade that your mom used to use in your hair when you were little, and it was like green or maybe blue, I don't remember exactly. That's what it smells like. But anyway, so when I first used it, I didn't have any adverse reactions like the first day that I wore it. And then the next day I started to see some really fine little bumps on my face, but I didn't really think anything of it. But today, and that is one of the reasons why maybe the foundation started to break down as quickly on me, or maybe even the reason why I'm so greasy, because I told you guys once my face starts to react to something, my skin starts to get greasy because it's trying to flush my pores. Day 3 today, I've noticed that the texture on my face has changed. Like normally I have some texture like pitted acne scars and stuff like that, plus I have these like mole type deals on my face, all over my face, but I now have a bunch of little fine bumps here, like you could see one right here, and you can see these right here on my nose as well, and then right in this area. So I didn't have an immediate reaction to it, but over the course of the last 3 days I've had a reaction to it, and that's probably once again from the fragrance in there. Does that mean that I'm going to stop using this foundation? Not necessarily. It means that I'm probably going to use it a lot more sparingly, because I do actually really like this foundation. It is a really good foundation. Yeah, I really do like this foundation. So to recap, if you do have sensitive skin, it might cause a reaction. It is not good without primer. It is really not good with any kind of hydrating or illuminating primer. Just a regular primer if you want to use it. And don't forget that I also have combination oily skin. So if you have dry skin, it might not react that way if you use it without a primer. But for people who have combination oily skin, this might happen. And I mean, this isn't even really terrible. It's just, like I said, I think the reaction of my skin is causing me to be oily. Also, it is February and it is 73 freaking degrees outside. So there's that as well, and I've been out all day. So yeah, this is what my face looks like. I'm not really mad at it. I actually really like this foundation. I dig the fact that, you know, e.l.f. for $6 will give me a foundation with a peach undertone. And once again, not just in like one shade, like I had a couple of shades I could choose from. So I'm here for that. And I'm really not mad at it at all. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for, you know, this review of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, you know, its expanded range. I'm pretty sure like everybody knows about this foundation already because it's been out for a few years, but now instead of 10 shades, there are 40, and there were a lot more dark shades after my shades, so hopefully you guys will be able to find something to fit you. Once again, I did have a reaction to it. It wasn't as bad as the L'Oreal reaction last week. It wasn't immediate and it wasn't as bad, but there was a reaction, so I need to let you guys know that so you know what you're getting into. And once again, this is the reason why I do these very long reviews, because you guys need to know that. You know, putting it on one time wouldn't have let me know that continued use would cause this kind of reaction. So once again, that's why I do this. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining me. I really just want to wash my face. That's why I'm rushing. Thank you guys for joining me. As usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.